Grand Rising peeps. Hope you're starting off your day with some good intentions, some positive, truthful intentions. Because it's very important to set your intentions for the day and to know and to meditate and to not run with the mind. Because if you get in, when you start getting in tune with yourself, you realize that the mind sometimes will try and run. Like when you wake up in the morning, your mind will even try and run. You know what I'm saying, to certain thoughts, fearful thoughts. So you gotta get in tune. You gotta know how to what you need to do for you to get yourself into check for the day, so you know that your intention is right. You have to do these things. You can't just get up and just let your mind run, because I'm telling you, your mind will take you to a fearful place. In the lower vibration, it will always take you to a place where, oh, you gotta do this or you gotta do that, or so it's good to get in tune and set your intention to know what type of energy you're trying to radiate throughout the day. You see, we got to start listening, and because we have a direct link with God. See, every time you do something and you hear that voice inside your mind, or you get that guilty conscience, that guilty feeling, that is God trying to tell you that you're not in line with who you are. Whatever you've just done, whatever you've just said, God is now sending you the message. As you walk away, as you leave, you're feeling guilty. You're going through the inflictions. You're going through the judgment. Some people might not be able to connect with this, because we're so used to escaping it. As soon as we feel them feelings, we escape through many different things, having people around us now, social media, drugs, alcohol, sex, talking shit all day. There's so many ways of escaping. There's so many ways of escaping. And really and truly, that's what we're escaping. We're escaping the voice of God, the judgment. Because you see, every time you do something and say something and you hear that voice, and then you're trying to like numb that, you're trying to silence that voice with distractions, by distracting yourself with your five senses, whether it's with your mouth, through eating, through taking whatever, through substance, whatever, whether it's with your organs down there. It's all to do with the senses. So we go through this pain, we go through these inflictions, we do this stuff, and then we do whatever we're doing, we're not vibrating ourselves, and then the judgment comes through, the call comes in, you know what I'm saying, we're getting the messages, and then we don't face truth and admit to ourselves, yes, do you know what, I've been wrong here, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have said that. Even before you go and admit it to the person, like if you had an altercation with someone, even before you go and admit and apologize or forgive the person, you have to do it with yourself first, because you won't be able to go and apologize to somebody if you ain't forgiven yourself, or you ain't seen the bigger picture, you ain't taking yourself out, you're still in that place of blaming, or you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be hard. So you see, we've had this direct connection with God the whole time, but you see, they tell us when you feel guilty, like it's a thing, like it's a bad thing, and it is a bad thing. But it's not. It's our beautiful divine connection with God. It's God telling us, you're not in alignment. You're not acting like a supreme being. You are acting in your lower self. And I'm going to send you this message into your gut to make you feel guilty, to make you feel bad. So you can finally, because if you was vibrating in your true self, you're not going to feel them feelings. I'm not saying that you ain't going to feel guilty sometimes, because we make mistakes and we're going to do little things, but I mean not to the degree where we're constantly doing things to fulfill and fill this void that's within. You see what I'm saying? Because we all have voids. Because we all was born into a three-dimensional world with people that, you see how we're going through this thing now, and we've been manipulated, and it obviously is the same back then. So when we was children, all the adults that was around us, whether it's our parents, whether it's other outside family members, whether it's when we started to go to school, all these people were vibrating in a three-dimensional lower frequency, and they forced their ways onto us. Not all of them done it. It wasn't even from a bad place, especially with our family members and that. And even people that work in the system, some of these people that work in the system, They don't know the system's so corrupted. They don't see, you know what I'm saying? They don't have the eye. They're not awake. So they think they're doing the right thing. Obviously, some of them are waking up now, hopefully. They need to be. But I'm saying, like, originally, that's the way it was. These people don't know. So they're imposing something on you. And when you're disagreeing with it, these people are thinking that, like, there's something with you because you don't want to take a vaccine or you don't want to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're really trained. They really do believe it until they wake up themselves. And some of these people, they're going to go through the inflictions, all these doctors, all these nurses. Imagine these people who have been trained underneath this system, and they have been telling people, oh yeah, you should take this medicine, you should do this, you should take these procedures. And then now when some of them wake up, they're going to realize that they have been mistrained and they've been working for a wicked system. They're going to have to carry that on their hearts now. Some of them might have all killed people. This thing's deep. When people wake up and realize and come out of this sleeping slumber that they've been in, especially people who are like fully asleep, they're going to see so much things that they've been doing in this low vibrational place, and it's going to be hard to take in. Trust me, it's going to be hard for all of us. But I think for the people who really fell for the system stuff, like who really was in deep, who really believed every word that come out of Boris's mouth and all them people there, it's going to be peak. But anyway, just listen to that inner voice. When God's speaking to you, when you get that guilty conscience, yeah, or you get that voice telling you to not do something. It's not always like you've done something and you get the guilty conscience. Sometimes you get the voice telling you to do the right thing, to not do that, do this. And and then you go and do the wrong thing, and you end up in a situation, and then you're lying there thinking, I should have just done that. You see, that's God. That's when God comes back. We always go back to God when we're in the place of despair. You know what I'm saying? When you've been like you're vibrating and you're getting away with it, then you're all good. But then as soon as you get caught, or you end up like you know what I'm saying, like you end up losing something or something goes wrong, that's when people want to go back to God. Oh, I should listen to that voice. Oh, I wish I listened to the original. You know what I'm saying? That's God. You see? But then when we come out of the pain, we forget. You know what I'm saying? When we get released from whatever infliction, whatever happened, then we forget, and then we slip back into the chase and the pleasure again. And then it's back into the cycle. The guilty voice comes up again, and then we try to not listen. We try to dumb it down with sex, with liquor, with so much different distractions, so much ways to distract. I was distracting myself for years from this inner voice, even though I couldn't, because I've always been vibing in my intuition. That's me naturally. But I chose to live a double life. I could shut it off and be over here. You see what I'm saying? Like all of us can. Because